Hey guys, there's two major things I want to address from our last game, and that's passing to nobody and breakouts as usual. So on this first one, let's start with the passing part. Anytime we have the puck, and what I don't want you guys to do is panic and just throw it out, just dump it to the other team. I want you to do that as a last resort. If you can't find a teammate to pass to, try to control the puck, protect it, maybe put it against the wall, protect it. So let's just go ahead and go through the clips. So here's the first one. You see Victor with the puck. Alright, so maybe you're trying to pass up the middle. Alright, but if you were just throwing it out randomly, don't do that, okay? I'll just run them through. Alright, this one's the second period, so we're in the offensive zone, so it might be a little bit confusing sometimes. But here, this one in particular, right, Matthias, I think you just do it backhand hoping you hit somebody. Alright, and Nolan, I think I told you in your own videos, but you do this a lot of time where you get the puck and you pass it blind. Alright, don't do that. If you're not sure what to do, you feel pressure, put your back to him and protect it. Maybe a teammate can come and help you. Alright, otherwise try to get your head up before you get the puck. Shoulder check, guys. Always shoulder check. That'll help. Alright, I'll show this clip again later when I talk about breakouts, but here's the zone entry part of it. Victor skates in. Now this one's tough. You got a lot of black jerseys around you. So a couple things you can do. If you already see you're getting closed off, you can turn back and we just keep controlling the puck. The second thing is if it's the last resort, put it in these corners. Don't randomly throw it up the middle. You're just giving the puck to the other team. The last resort thing, dump it in, go chase it down, and make them work for it. Your teammate can pick it up too. All right. So in the offensive zone, guys, use these corners. That would be the last resort, right? Not the middle. All right, Max, I talked to you about this in your video as well. But right here, so you tried to clear it. Okay, I'm actually glad you didn't, okay? But this would be a prime example. You have plenty of white jerseys. We just chip it soft. If you just look over your shoulder real quick, or you take a split second to look up, you'll see some white jerseys helping you. So that's where I don't want you guys to panic and just fire it out. Alright, Connor, you've gotten much better, but I still see you do this sometimes. Remember, you can control the puck well. So you have it here, you fire it out, and then I would ask you, okay, who are you passing it to? And if you don't have a good answer, then you're passing it to nobody. Do you need to throw it out? Right, you can control it. Let me back it up one more. You can control it, take it behind the net. I've seen you do it. So just keep doing that. All right, Matthew. So this one did go through, but you passed it right into black jerseys. I tell you the same thing. Get the puck, go behind the net. All right, Nolan off zone entry. Now it's hard to see what happened exactly, but knowing your tendencies, my guess is you just kind of backhanded it up to the middle. All right, so one thing we talked about a long time ago. So besides dumping in that corner, you can also button hook. Running out of space, button hook. Turn back, find a teammate. I'll talk about zone entries more in the future, guys. We have a delayed offside here. And as we saw from Carter and Connor a lot this season, instead of just firing it in right there, take the puck, come back, circle back. That would be the best option. Alright, so the next part are breakouts. So for the first part, we're doing a little bit better getting to a board, but still not doing it exactly yet, not all the time. And the second part, defense, you guys have to move the puck. As soon as they're ready for it, you've got to move it. So let's start with the first one here. So I know we're battling. Carter picks it out. And this is why you shouldn't worry about your position. He needs help on that board. You guys just both went up the middle. And Matthias, you're skating backward. You should probably skate backward less often. We'll talk more about that. But get to a board. I think that's Ben. Good spot right there. Just keep playing it. Right, and then that's why he goes to Ben, because he's in the right spot. And also Matthew, this kind of surprised me, but you want to have your stick down more often. You're usually skating with your stick up. Give him a target. Very important. Just having your stick down is a big deal, guys. Alright, next, D, move the puck, especially on these neutral zone breakouts. What happens? Connor gets off the ice. He gets the puck. Stick handle. Stick handle. Matthew's waiting for it. He's waiting for it. He has space. All right, stick handle. Stick handle. Now find it. Blast it. And then not the most accurate pass. Just get it and just pass it. Right here. His open. Just pass it. If people start collapsing on him, then he can pass it right back to you. Okay. All right. Neutral zone. Right here. Connor, you get it. And who are you passing to? So it looks like a panic move. Victor is in a perfect position. Well, almost perfect. I would still tell you, Victor, go back a little bit more because you see how this black jersey, he can pick that off. But just take the puck, roll back, pass it to Victor, and then Frigo is in a position. Frigo is in a great position quite often. If we did a D-to-D pass, Frigo will go to a board like he's supposed to, and then we can just break out instantly. That's what it should look like. Off the face-off, we'll see this a lot. Well, we see our D skated up here. But defense, don't skate it up. Go back. Go back. That's why Carter went back, and you can make that D-to-D pass. And the wingers go on the board. And then don't follow the puck. Go to a board. Go to a board. Off the face-off especially. Oops, sorry. Let me play the rest of this just so you guys can know what it looked like. And we just kind of just... I guess. Not the smoothest, but I guess it worked. Alright, this one scared me. Off a defensive zone face-off. You got it? He threw it up that middle. A little bit scary. If you're going to do that, you better be sure. Ideally, you win the face-off. You just take it behind the net. Someone in black forechecks you. This is where it takes some defensive skill. You fake like you're going to go, and then you misdirection. These guys, hopefully, are open. Oops, sorry, I keep forgetting to play it through real quick. Alright, so not too bad, I guess. But again, dumped it out to nobody, right? Let's try to control that. You can bring it back. Next, we see Matthias trying to take the puck to quiet zone, but good old Rink C. Just having trouble handling it. And Connor, you have your head down a lot. You can just throw it on the board right away. Frigo is ready for it. For you guys on the wing, if your defense just keeps skating at you, then try to skate up a little bit. That's when you'll start going a little bit farther, especially because they're skating towards you, and they're going to roll it on the board anyway, or should roll it. I'll play through. And no good. Right, and same thing, Matthew, have your stick down. Stick down. That's not the best pass because someone's right in front of Matthew. This takes a little bit of higher level thinking. But now you have to think, okay, if I pass it to him, does he have a little bit of space? This one's no. Mason, you should call for that. You're wide open, but I believe, something I told you before, Mason, but you got to have your stick down right here. Stick down, stick down, stick down, and then call for it. The right option would be Mason. All right, so we're finding our spot, ourselves in this spot a lot. Let me just play it real fast. So our D takes the puck, and he stops up. And everyone's like, okay, well, where do I go? So you see Frigo went right to the board. Perfect. D, Matthias, good job. Like I said before, D can be here. You can mirror him, be here, or in this situation, you could be off to the side too. And naturally, you're right there, so it makes sense. Mason, move to a board. Move to a board. I've told you plenty of times. Move to a board. So the main way we're going to get some kind of movement is our center needs to know what to do. Your role is not to just go out here and just wander. Your role is you're going to stay low. You're going to present yourself as an option here. Just keep staying low, and then here. Chances are you will not get the first pass. You will get the second pass. So if Connor, let's say he gives it to Frigo, then you're going to roll up this way. And we're trying to make 5 to 10 foot passes. All right, guys. I should emphasize that earlier. We don't need to make these 20 foot passes. 5 to 10 foot passes, short passes. All we need are 2 short passes, and we get a great breakout. Let's play and see what happens. All right, so Mason then goes to the board. So now throw it to him. He's ready for it. But you're stationary, Matthew. This is where you want to start moving a little bit, whether you move this way or this way. Move one way. And then as soon as you start moving one way, Connor, if he's reading that right and is being pressured here anyway, he should just throw it to Mason. The other thing I'm going to tell you too, Connor, is there's absolutely no need to backhand it this way. I think that's what you do here. Yeah, like that. Give him a forehand pass. There's no need for you to backhand pass. And we'll see that a few times later. So see how Mason really has nothing. He's got to kind of throw it out. So Matthew, that's where you've got to set yourself up, all right, as a center. You got to understand how to skate and position yourself. All right, the proper route, I should say. So we'll get more into that in practice. Okay, and somewhat related to the defense moving the puck up, part of being a good defenseman, you've got to headman it. This is really part of being a good hockey player. You've got to headman it now to either player. Except Mason, you want to make sure you're watching the puck. Don't skate up ice with your head turned completely like this. All right. If you do, it should only be for a split second when you turn, but you need to be watching the puck the whole time. So you have two options to headman, Mason and Matthew. Matthew being the much better one. Again, have your stick down on the ice. Present a target. Sometimes as a D, if I don't see their stick down, I'm not sure if they're ready for it. So have it down. Right. Okay. Alright, so we'll find ourselves in this position a lot. Carter takes it back, slows the play down, and I see Nolan, you're calling for it. We don't want to pass it to you while you're going back to our own zone. That won't help us that much. It's a little bit harder to break out that way. We don't want to pass it while everyone's skating. We want to pass it while everyone's moving forward. Or stationary on the board. So you're ready to go forward. So the main problem I see here is that you guys are too high. You see Nico, pretty high. Hi, Ben. I'm not sure where you're going. Matthias, decent. Okay, again, that same defensive position. You're okay. If you guys see your D here, you can be a little bit higher up the board. But in general, you guys are pretty far. I suppose Carter had a window to hit you maybe here. Alright, but yeah, even still, you guys are kind of far. Alright, so he goes back, and Nolan, you got off the board. I know you're a center, but nobody's on that board. Just go down to the board and stay low. Okay, then you went. Oh, well, kind of. Alright. And if you guys aren't in position, that was actually a very nice pass, by the way. If you guys aren't in position, that's where D's just going to skate it up. So to talk about this pass real quick, it was almost a perfect pass. So your route, like she read that's the open lane, so you should skate it into it. And I think Carter tried to slow it down so you can catch up to it too. But you almost did. It's actually a very nice pass. Now this starts off really well. Watch this. Matthias gets it. Retreat to D right away. Perfect. That's what I want you guys to do. It's that simple. You don't have to play around with it. Just move it back to your other D right away. Now you forwards, you guys got to get in position. As soon as he makes that first pass, Carr should be ready to throw it to you instantly. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So he has to go back and buy time. Right, and Matthias, this is where you kind of wandered off. Remember, you got him there. You want to go down, drop down for a D to D pass. If he goes behind the net and then he kind of just sits there, you can go in front of the net or off to the side. But in this case, as he's going back, you see a little bit of pressure, give him that D to D pass. You guys, board. Somebody's got to go board. We need two guys on the board. And then what happens here is, so you're kind of open, but Carter, this is where you want to try to avoid this if possible. If they're not in a position, I guess you have to. Especially on Rink C. Yeah, I know you're trying to do that board pass to yourself and get stuck on the boards, but you know that's going to happen on Rink C. Right, so just something to think about. You want to try to avoid those one-on-one moves if possible. If you have to buy the time, no one's open, then do it. Now, this is where I cannot emphasize enough. Positions don't matter. Positioning is what matters. You see Matthew get the puck. He is the first one back there, so he should play the D role. Mason, you're the second guy back. You should just play the D role. That makes the most sense to me. I know Connor's playing D, but why would you go up and he goes back? That kind of doesn't make sense. It's inefficient. Victor, you might as well play the wing role, which you did properly here. What I don't want to see though is I don't want to see the D just skating up. That's what every team does, even my older team, and it's not the best breakout. On a side note too, you got to present some kind of target here, Victor. Right, you're skating, and there's a black jersey right next to you, so you got to think a little bit. This guy's kind of close to me, so start getting closer to the board, create some space a little bit. All right, Frigo, good position. Once he starts skating up, start skating up as well. So yeah, Mason, I see you kind of in the middle a lot. You're just kind of floating in the middle. So remember, go to a board. Alright, so then Matthew skates it up, and he actually has a pretty nice pass. This is why we want to pass on our breakouts. Everyone's looking this way, and when he makes that first pass, you see everybody just hit the brakes and turn back the other way. Alright, so this worked out. But D, just try to, and Matthew, in this case, you are a D because you're the last guy back. Just slow it up. You don't have to always skate it up. And this one, Connor, good control. Way to go behind the net. Quiet zone, stop up. Alright, you have Owen forechecking you. This is Noah's little brother. He's not very good. So I guess you panicked though and you just threw it out. And that's not really the forward's fault. I think that's off a line change or something. But really, you had the easiest pass was to Victor. You should already know you have that pass. One thing you can do too is you don't want to be flat-footed, but as soon as they forecheck you, you just go out the other side. Just skate, and if they catch up, if they forecheck you, catch up. Victor should be going behind the net, so you can just make it off the board backhand. That would be the one time you wait. Are you right-handed? So you're right-handed, so you wouldn't really use the backhand there. Okay, but you would just make it off that board back there. Or the easiest thing, you just roll it to the board right away. No, don't make it too hard. Just make the easy pass. He's right there for you. And this looks similar, but this is what I mean. Don't do that backhand pass. You could just pass it him forehand right now, and even better. Nico, even though he's high, nobody's really on him. It makes sense to be high, I guess. Again, don't turn your head, Nico. I'll talk more about that in your personal video. Watch the play. You guys should always watch the puck. Don't always follow the puck, but always watch it so you know where it's at. So right, you that backhand penalty. I think the video got fuzzy there. But you get it and you backhand passed it. Just pass it forehand, and you should be able to tape the tape pass too. If you can avoid the board pass, because we don't want that to happen, then avoid it. Give the tape pass if you're able to. Alright, I'll finish this with a almost successful breakout. It was very good though, the idea. To win the face-off, Matthias goes behind the net. Okay, very easy. Look, he moves a little bit, gives it to Mason on the board. Now this is where we want to work on that center timing. But you want to start gathering speed as he makes that first pass. Not just slowly walking towards him. And again, stick down. But Mason passes to the center, and it almost works. I think it got fudgy there. But let's watch that again. That was a very, very good breakout. Or attempt, at least, at the breakout. D to wing to center. That's all we need to do. 2 passes, and that's almost a breakaway. Just like Coach Chris says. Alright? Alright, so in summary. First of all, when we pass the puck, let's try to just not throw the puck to outer space. Let's try to pass it to somebody. Dumping in is the absolute last resort. Secondly, on our breakouts, wingers, go to a board. Board. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of you guys are just kind of hanging out in the middle. Go to a board as soon as our defense has control. They have control of the puck. They're going backwards. You skate to the board. Not go up the middle and follow them. Lastly, D, pass the puck up because sometimes they are ready. They are in the right position. So hurry up and pass it. Don't need to really play around with it, okay? Alright guys, that's all for today.